Why do we glamorize people's lack of self-control? Well, they said something I didn't like, so I swung on them. When are you going to let go of that violence? When are you going to acknowledge the lack of emotional intelligence, the lack of self-control, the lack of patience, the lack of communication? You are lacking. You are operating from a place of lack. I don't care what was said. I don't care who said it or what they said. They're not threatening you. Their words should not have enough power to make you lose self-control. So unless you're just a heathen pretending to be civilized, why do you think it's okay to put your hands on people when they say something you do not like? There is no real logic. There is no excuse. There are a bunch of people who don't have self-control, who turn around and advocate for this lack of self-control. Well, if someone would have said that to me, I know I would have reacted the same way. You don't have self-control either. So now we have a bunch of people that don't have self-control, and they're advocating for one another to be violent because someone said something they don't like. When you're in a confrontation with someone and it begins to get heated, at what point do you remove yourself? You've gone back and forth with this person. You're upset. You're on the defense. When do you decide, let me remove myself? Why do people always have something to prove? Well, you punch somebody in the mouth for disagreeing with you or for saying things you do not like. Now you have a charge. Now you're going to court. Now you have this stuff behind you where having assault or any of that on your record could prevent you from advancing in life. All because you lack self-control and you have people hyping it up, making it seem okay. Especially my Black people. Cut the ignorance. At some point, you have to mature beyond violence. At some point, you have to learn how to walk away from conflict. Learn how to remove yourself from conflict. Let that raggedy, rundown sense of pride you have aside. A lot of people want to prove a point. Nobody's going to disrespect me. Nobody's going to talk crazy to me. Oh, and let's not get started when it comes to the kids. So many people are out here trying to defend their children, and they go out here and get into violent altercations. Now you're in jail. Now you have charges. Now you can't live wherever you want to live because you have a violent streak on your record. Some people don't even get to see their kids. They're out here defending these kids. Then you get a charge for a battery or for getting into it with somebody, threatening somebody over those same kids. You lose access to your kids that you claim you want to protect. Learn to control yourself. Learn to control your mouth. Stop fighting people and stop glamorizing violence. There is no excuse for putting your hands on someone. If you're going back and forth with someone and you don't like where it's going, learn to walk away. It's okay to get disrespected. It really is. Somebody saying something to you disrespectful or you don't like it or them belittling you. Do you know what ignoring that or walking away from that could save you from? Legal fees, court costs, being banned from places. And what about your reputation? You want to be known as, oh, you can't talk to her any kind of way? Or do you want to be known as a respectful, respectable person with self-control? It's up to you. Because I'm 38 years old. I'm a very grown woman and I know better. And I know how to have a conversation about something I dislike. I know how to walk away from arguments. But it took me time to get here. It took me a while to get here. I used to argue. I used to get so angry. I used to be on the defense. I used to go back and forth with people. I would let things escalate to where we're almost getting in physical altercations. And one time I was arguing. I was actually in a relationship with someone. I was arguing with this person. And they said to me, "Where's your daughter? Can your daughter hear us? I don't want your daughter to hear us." And I thought this person was trying to manipulate me into just calming down and being quiet. And later I thought about it because at some point my daughter started to exhibit anger. She started to be frustrated. She wasn't handling things well. It was me. I was the example. I was the example. It didn't matter. When I'm angry and I'm running my mouth at someone, I'll go in the other room, shut my door, and I'm yelling. She can hear me through the door. She can hear how I interact with people. And that's teaching her how to interact with people. when she's in school and she has a disagreement with a classmate and she gets loud or anything of that nature, I know she learned that from me. And that's nothing to be proud of. A lot of people have this chip on their shoulder. Ain't nobody going to disrespect me and da-da-da-da-da. Carry yourself with respect and you may be given respect. It's not a guarantee. Unfortunately, a lot of Black people walk around on the defense 24/7 because they're traumatized, because we have been disrespected. We have been abused. We have been talked down at. We have experienced so much. So why feed into it? Why be that angry Black woman? I'm dark skinned. I got locks. Baby, I can't afford to be nobody's stereotype, no loudmouth, angry Black woman. I'm regal. I'm regal. I'm intelligent. I'm articulate. I'm very well spoken. There's no reason for me to yell and go off on people or get into fights with people or have these altercations. Baby, I'd be better off praying for you. Let God fight your battles. Let God fight your battles. Stop putting your hands on people. Stop arguing with people, because when you allow God to work on your behalf, you'll have the best outcome. Pray about your anger. Pray about how you handle situations. This is something I had to deal with because I had an anger problem. Had an anger problem, had a rage problem. I'd be upset, cussing and fussing. I'm angry. I'm going off on people. Do you think that they could hear me or that they cared about what I had to say? No, because I'm angry, because I'm yelling, because I'm irate. Nobody cares. You're not going to get a good response. Keep your hands to yourself. So while you're out here risking your freedom to prove a point, to gain respect, do you think the guards are going to give you respect when you're in jail doing time because you didn't have self-control? Because you couldn't handle somebody saying something you didn't like? Because someone said something to you that offended you and you want to fight with them and you got beef with them? It's not okay. Stop normalizing being violent. Stop normalizing putting your hands on people just because you don't know how to communicate or you can't handle when someone is rude to you or disrespectful to you. Unfortunately, this is something you'll be exposed to for your entire life. You do not have control over anybody. You only have control over yourself. So learn to keep your hands to yourself. And to all the people in the comments, when I'm watching these ignorant videos, when someone is getting loud or arguing or carrying on and someone swings on someone and people are defending, I would have did the same thing. I would have done the same thing. You need to mature. You need to pray. You need to ask God to give you the discernment to know when to walk away from situations that no longer serve you, so it doesn't escalate, so you don't even get to the point where you arguing and fighting with people because you didn't let them people alone. My name is India Monet. You can find me on all platforms under Favored and Flourishing or India Monet Speaks.